anything. No worries, you're not going to miss a thing. Nothing. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I think we'll have a minute to go. Do we have one more person? I think Emmanuel Omazi has been raising his hand. Emmanuel, sorry if I missed you. Please, can you go ahead? We have just 1 minute before we start proper.
Good day, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Omazi. I'm a student, actually. I just finished secondary school, and I have great interest for music. I, I'm a drummer, and I play keyboard, but I'm looking to, go into music professionally, and I would, through this meeting, love to learn the business aspect of music.
Okay. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. It's so nice to have you here. And I promise you, you're going to get all that you want out from this call. So we have you can bring down your hand now. So we have Ike Powell. Please go ahead. Sorry, Ike. Ike, sorry. Olusegun Oni, I think I've attended to you. You're still raising your hand. Can you please take it down so that I would know how many people I am attending to? Okay, please, IK Powell, please go ahead. This is the last person we'll be attending to before we jump into the business of today. Go ahead, IK.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is
Good
Ike Powell from
afternoon.
Port Harcourt, and I'm a businessman and have been in music for over 35 years now, a recording artist, and also composer, writer, and the coach of Worship Lounge, Port Harcourt, the founder of Worship Lounge, Port Harcourt. Okay, my interest here today is to actually grow my knowledge in music business and also the contract and a proper insight on what the music industry is all about in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, IK. It's so nice to have you here, and I must say you are going to get all that you want to get out from this class. So please, Emmanuel, please, can you mute your call? Please mute from your end, please, Emmanuel or Nazi or Omazi. Okay, thank you very much, IK. Like I said, this is the last person we'll be taking, and we're going right into the business of today. So, a quick introduction. Like I said before, my name is Kosi Okonkwo, and I am the product manager of PurpleBlue Academy of Music Business. PurpleBlue Academy is a music business school where you learn everything music. So we're probably launching the academy, and that's why we're holding this masterclass to give you an insight of all the juicy things that Purple Blue Academy is planning to roll out. Because we notice that in the music industry, we have musicians, right? And we kind of have a bit of the resources, but we don't have the skills that are necessary to take our music industry to the next phase. So we had a take example from the launch of RLP from last month, where we had a lot of industry professionals that attended, both from Universal Music, Chocolate City, Mevin, and all of that. And every single one of them complained about not having the necessary skills, the main skills to drive the music industry forward. And here today, we are telling you that Purple Blue Academy is here to fill that gap. So make sure you stay tuned with us and make sure that you are prepared to go on this journey with us, because you're going to be learning a lot. So, and I would also tell you that this is just the tips of the iceberg. After this masterclass, which is going to run for 4 weeks, we'll have one masterclass every week, every Friday at the same time. And at the end of the masterclass, we're going to start with a major course, which is going to run for 3 months. And during the period of this course, we have about 12 modules 8 to 12 modules, which will be which we would be taught, from contracts to music marketing to the music business industry as a whole. So we are going to be going into a lot of things, and we have tutors, both from tutors that's experts from both locally and internationally. So I promise that you're going to be getting a lot of value from Purple Blue Academy of Music Business. All you have to do is to stay tuned and follow us through this journey. And at the end of the day, I promise that we're going to meet all your expectations. Oh, yes, most of your expectations. Thank you very much. And in that note, I would love to welcome our our speaker for today. His name is Justin Ige. Okay, there's a noise in my background. Okay, please just give me a minute. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I'm so sorry for that distraction. Okay, so like I was saying before, I said that our speaker or our tutor for today is going to be Justin Ige, and Justin is the principal head. A brief introduction, and please, before I go ahead, I would want us to. I don't know if you know how to use the um, interaction menu where we have a lot of emojis. So you can give a thumbs up, you can give a high five, you can, even give a virtual applause. This is a virtual class, right? So let's try to be interactive. Let's try to interact so that you know the tutor or our speaker for today would also know that we're all following, right? So and please, through the period of the lecture, let us please be on mute, okay? So that we all can get everything that the speaker is going to be saying, right? Make sure you have your pen, jot down the points you are getting from the class, and also jot down your questions. At the end of the session, there's going to be questions and answers, right? And at that time, we're going to give you all chance to ask your question, get your clarification. But for the period of the lecture, please let us be on mute and take as much value as we can from the lecture. I don't know if I am making any sense. Please use the thumbs up, use the thumbs ups, use the emojis. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Guy. Thank thank you very much, guys. Okay, so having said that, it is time to bring our speaker on board and a little introduction, as it should be. So our tutor for today is Justin Ige. He is a principal head at Creative Legal and has worked as a media and entertainment attorney for several years and has been successful in establishing public performance and mechanical royalty regimes. He has several years of experience in copyright due diligence, rights management, rights enforcement, and a broad spectrum of media and entertainment transactions involving right owners, music users, attorneys, and regulators. He has represented several persons and organizations, including local and multinational companies, in scaling major deals and resolving important disputes. Justin has served as a legal consultant, solicitor, and attorney on a myriad of issues relating to content and technology, visual arts, film and audiovisual works, um, film and audiovisual works financing, production, distribution and marketing, media, advertising, music production, music publishing, music licensing and royalties, events, concerts and tours, hotels and hospitality, talent and artist engagement and management, etc. This is just a few. So this is to show you that the person we have on board today is a powerful man. And if you pay a lot of attention and you don't get distracted, you're going to be getting a lot from this session. So guys, let's give it up for Mr. Justin or Barrister Justin Ige. Please, your virtual applause. Use the virtual applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you,
All right.
everyone. Okay, Justin, you can take over now. Thank you very much. And we're so happy to have you on board today. And we're looking forward to all the amazing value you're going to be delivering today. Welcome.
Thank you very much for that introduction. All right, so let's get into the program. Right. The first part of this session is where I ask the questions and you answer. The next part, you ask me the questions and I answer. So it's going to be interactive. I'm going to start from understanding what you already know or don't know, so that's where we're going to start from, really. Yes. So we have music business. Music business. So I have a question. What is music business more about? Is it more about music or is it more about business? Or is it 50-50? Equally about music as equally about business, right? Who will answer that? Ike, Ike, unmute your mic and answer that. Yes, I'll be calling people out. Your mic is not
Yeah,
unmute.
hi, Ike. Your mic is on mute. Please kindly unmute. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, thank you for the opportunity to answer that. I think the word music business is a 50-50 thing, because if we're talking about uh, music as a business, we are talking about, when we talk about music business, we talk about the business mentality of it, one, and also you talk about the music art itself as a business too. So I think it's a 50-50 thing, not there's no one that is bigger than the other.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, let me hear your own view. Unmute your mic.
Okay. For me, I think music business is just like helps us to, take our talents and maximize our profitability
Is it more
in the
about
sense that
business or more about music? That's what I'm asking.
I think it's more about business.
It's more about business than music,
Yes.
or it's 50-50
It's more about business
than
for
music.
me.
That's your own view, Emmanuel. Okay, why do you
Yeah.
say so? Why do you think it's more about business than more about than music?
Well, seeing from, the artists we have today, some of them have maybe little or no talent, but as yet are still successful because they are able to maximize that audience that they
Yes.
created for themselves as a
So we don't.
result of being artists.
That's Emmanuel's view. If you know the business, even if the music is bad, it doesn't matter. All right, that's Emmanuel's view. He's entitled to his view. What of Ayodele? Ayodele, what's your view? Ayodele, are you there? Unmute your mic now.
Okay, sir. I think we have some people who are raising up their hand. I don't know if they want to answer the question. Should I call them out?
Okay, call them. Call them then. Yes.
Okay, so we have Olusegun Oni. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrongly. Olusegun Oni. Yes. You want to say something? Okay, we have
Sorry,
Ume
no,
Ibe.
I
Okay.
just don't remember to remove the hand sign, the hands up sign,
Okay,
Okay.
please,
hand
you can
raised
take
sign.
it down. So we have Ume Ibe Samuel. Do you want to say something as regards the question asked?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so
Yes.
I think in the music business it's more of a 60-40 thing, because basically these days what we hear in, like, for various artists, what we hear is the best marketing strategy, not really the best content out there. So basically I would say 60-40, just like every other business out there that has solid backing in every.
Hello. Okay, we've lost him. All right, let me say a few things about that. I think we've gotten a few comments. Many years ago, I have another question, follow-up question. While I was studying music, so I'm a musician, not just a lawyer, right? I play multiple instruments. I studied music before going to study law. While I was studying music, they taught us something when I was a music student, right? They taught us that if the music is good, it will sell itself. If the music is good, it will sell itself, right? If you believe that statement, unmute your mic and tell me why you believe that statement. If you believe, I'm only speaking about those that believe that statement. Unmute your mic and let us know why you believe the statement. Okay, nobody believes the statement. Let's go for those that don't.
I actually believe the statement, sir.
Okay, good. Explain why you believe it.
Um, I believe that, anything that is good generally simply sells itself. Because even if it's food or anything, it mustn't be music. Once it's good and one person tastes it, the person will broadcast it, and before you know what's happening, everybody's coming to you just because of one person's experience. So I believe if
Yeah.
the music is good, once it's played out, one person will definitely catch on to one person, and from
Yeah.
one person you can reach the whole world. That's my view on that. Thank you.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, now let me answer those two questions, or let me share my own opinion, because you are entitled to disagree, right? Nobody knows it all. When I did my first album, which I recorded in 2001, beautiful album, and I'm not the only one that says so. Very good music. It is how many years after that now? That music has not sold itself. You know, that music has not sold itself. For some reason, I don't even know why, because it's very good music. You know, then I did my next album 2007. Another fantastic project. In fact, this one where I had international professionals saying this is very good music, it's Grammy Award material. But they said we can't really do music, we can't really do business with this music. Because it's too complex, but it's good music. I can listen to it in my house, but I just can't put money behind it, as a business, right? So I have come to the opinion that music does not sell itself. It is business that will sell the music. It is marketing. It is just that's just what it is. And we musicians must get our minds out. On those of us promoting music, investing in the music business, must get our minds out of that mindset that just make good music, it will sell itself. No, My experience shows it will not sell itself. So the music business is less about the music and more about the business. It's not even 50-50. I can see that Ike has gone. It's not even 50-50. It is more about the business than more that and less about the music. That's just the fact. It is business and nothing but business. But what type of business it is? It is a music business. you know so music business is business, but it is just a music type of business. It's not oil and gas type of business. It's not real estate type of business. you know what type of business is it? Music. But it is really business. And what is business? Business is about an exchange. All kinds of business. Even if you're a trader, that's your business. You give somebody something that you have, and then that person gives you something that that person has. That is what business is. So if it is music business, you give somebody the music that you have, right? And the person gives you whatever you want, and we all want money. Now the medium is not trade by barter anymore. you know, it's money, right? Even though people try to say that we musicians should give our music for exposure. I know people have heard this, people have been saying this, they've been deceiving us with this for ages, those of us that are musicians. you know, don't worry, bring your music, we give you exposure. Exposure is good because exposure is good not just for the music business, but for any type of business. Because if people don't know about your business, they will not patronize you, right? So exposure is good. Exposure is very important for music business. But at the same time, exposure is not the reward, it's not the return that you want in your music business. It's just a tool, right? Great. Now, music business is hinged on something we call intellectual property. It is hinged on intellectual property. If I have shoes, I want to sell my shoe. That's a physical property, right? If I have, if I'm in the business of selling cars, that's a physical property. A car is a physical property, right? But for music, the property is intellectual, right? The property is intellectual, and that is why lawyers are very, 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 very important. And that is why the subject of contract is very, 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 very important, because it's the contract that will determine who owns what, who can do what with what, and what is our entitlement, right? It's not like if you go to somebody's shop now, the person will not release his goods unless he gets the money. But for music business, it's not like that most of the time. It's always, always about contracts. That is why we can't joke with contracts and with lawyers, music business lawyers, entertainment lawyers, lawyers that know. you know, I remember seeing a contract many years ago, right? Music business contract prepared like a tenancy agreement. It's a lawyer that prepared it, but he prepared it with the mindset and the idea of a tenancy agreement. Of course, it was a total mess. So please, if you are going to deal with contracts as people in the music industry, deal with contracts prepared by people who know what they are doing, not just anybody, not just a lawyer, not just downloading anything off the internet, right? This is about your business, this is about your life, this is about your investment, right? So, great. Now, I want to ask, before we go into the different types of contracts you've seen in the music business, and all of that, we want to talk about the different kinds of relationships. Because I think we all know that business is about relationships. You're going to form business relationships. The kind of relationship you have in the music business is the kind of how successful you can be. Even any type of business, it's all about relationships. And then when we talk about relationships, it's about relationship between A and B. A and B. The relationship is in between, right? So the relationship between I and my name is Justin again, right? But there's a certain lady called Tina again. The relationship between me and that lady is a marital relationship. That's what's between us because she's my wife, right? And that's the kind of thing we have in the music business as well, right? We have people who are something, and then we have another person who is something else, and then there's a kind of relationship between Mr. A and Mr. B, right? So now let's talk about individuals, entities in the music industry, right? Let's talk about that. So who can tell me some of the entities in the music business? Let's start with Ayodele. What are the kind of entities we find in the music business that can form relationships? Ayodele, are you there? Ayodele, are you there? Are you with us?
Yes, sorry, I was a bit distracted by my son. So you said the type of what? Relationships. That's stop.
Yes.
You
Go
said the
on.
kind of relationships. No, I
Yes.
just want to understand some more. Okay, the kind of relationships we have.
What are the kind of entities, entities we have in the music business? What are the kind of uh, persons, individuals, entities, that we have
Okay,
in the business? Yes.
okay. I think if I understand if I understood the question, we have the singers,
Yes. You have
we
singers.
have the songwriters, we have the musicians, we have the music producers.
That's very good.
Um, so sorry, please ignore him. We have, um, um, I think there should be a space for maybe the marketers, those that really take the music out there for the marketing proper. Then those maybe on the social media platform, those that are pushing it there, and those that are pushing it physically.
Yes.
And I think there's also a lawyer aspect of it because I know some lawyers specialize in that aspect also. If correct me if I'm wrong, sir. So that's the much I know.
You've done very well. You've done very, 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 very well. So let me add to what she has said. We have labels, right? Record labels. I'm sure we've heard about that. We have the music publishers. You may not have heard of that, but we also have music publishers. We have music distributors, right? We have those as well. We have artist managers, right? Isn't that so? Yes, we have business managers, right? We have all these entities in the music business, right? And they all interact. They have relationships with each other, and then you have contracts that bind everybody together, that define these relationships and how everything works in the music business. I hope we are getting a good picture of what music business is. Now I want to ask another question, right? Where does it all start from? Let's say, oh, I want to do a particular music business. We want to do music business now. Where does it start from? Where does it all start from? What do you have to do first before you can enter into the music business, or before anybody can do music business, right? What's the primary ingredient? I mean, if you want to cook, let's assume you want to cook a particular meal now, you have to buy the ingredients, right? You have to buy, is it salt or is it water? I would say water is the most important ingredient, perhaps in cooking. Some other people will say it's palm oil, right? Some people will say you need the cooker and the gas first, the firewood. The fire is the most important, ingredient, or something that you need to cook. So I'm talking about music business now. What's the most important ingredient or thing that you have to contribute before you can, go into the music business, right? Will Chris help us? Chris, yes, on mute, please.
Okay, yeah, I think the first thing you need to get is, let's say, an artist or the music, which is a product,
Yeah,
because without the products, what are you marketing? What are you doing business on? So I
absolutely.
think it's the first thing you get. Yes.
It's the music, right? Because
Yes.
without music, there's no music business. I completely agree with Chris. You can't start music business without the music. Now, how do you get the music, Chris? I'm not done with you. How do you now get this music? Do you just go to Alaba market and go and get the music? How?
I think there are different people who play that role. Sometimes lawyers can do that. Lawyers
Lawyer,
who are established.
lawyer to be the
Yes.
provider of the music. That is wrong. Wrong. Let's
Huh?
have somebody else. Kosi, are you there? He said it's lawyers that will help to get the
Yes,
music.
I'm here.
No,
No,
Kosi,
basically, it's actually the artist that sing the song. So you have to get an artist, have the song, then
you have to
the
get an
music
artist.
business starts. Eh?
Yeah, you have to get an artist. Okay.
Yes, to
Who is an
sing the
artist?
song.
Who is an artist? Who is an artist? Let me ask you that question.
Okay,
Kosi.
sorry, we need a songwriter because we need to have the song written before we go ahead to like
Somebody must write
record the song.
first.
Yeah.
Somebody must write the song. Without the song in existence, there's nothing for the artist or the singer to sing. There's nothing to record in the studio. There's nothing to market. There's nothing to promote. There's nothing to distribute. There's nothing to do the business around. So the first thing, it starts from the songwriter, who may also be the artist, who may even be his own producer, right? Who may even be his own marketer. I think some of us are in that category. We are the singer, we are the songwriter, we are the marketer, we are everything. Isn't that so? And if you're like me, you're also the lawyer. So the songwriter first, right? Now let's talk about when there's a songwriter, what next? Okay, now there's a songwriter. What next? Whether or not he's the is anything else. What next after that? Who can tell me? Who will volunteer? Olabode, will you do that? Olabode, are you there? Olabode. Olabode is not there.
Hello.
Emmanuel, you want to
Hello, good
volunteer?
afternoon.
Okay, Michael, that's Michael. Okay, who is that? Okay, go ahead. Introduce yourself. I'm not sure who is speaking.
I think Olabode is already speaking.
Okay,
But we
Olabode.
have a lot of people raising their hand. Yes, but
Okay,
Olabode is already speaking.
Olabode, go on since I called you first. Yes. There's a
Hello,
song
sir.
now. The songwriter has written the song. What next for music business?
After the song, I want to believe the producer will be the next person to talk to or work with.
Yes, the producer. Yes. That's Olabode's view. Who has a different view? Vanessa, are you there? Vanessa, let me just call people. Vanessa.
We have people raising their hand. Should I call them if Vanessa is not around?
Hold on. Yes.
Okay,
Hi,
we
good
have
afternoon.
Adeola. Okay, I think Vanessa is here now. Okay.
Hi. So you're
Go ahead.
asking who's next after the
The
songwriter
song,
writes the
now
song?
the song has been written. What next to be done in music business?
I mean, after the songwriter has written out the song, alone or with a producer and everything.
Yes.
Um, I mean, I guess next step is to produce it, master the song, and
Mhm.
then eventually
I'm talking about music business. Don't forget business, business.
business.
The
I
emphasis
mean,
is
if
on
you're okay, okay, if you're saying business, I
not
think that
business, Vanessa. Remember that we've already established that it is more about business than music.
business,
This is
right? Okay,
about this is about music business. Emphasis on
okay,
business. What next? Think
right.
business now. We
Okay,
always
business
think about
mind,
we always
business
think about
mind.
now
Okay,
let's
okay,
think about business, music business.
okay.
What next? The music is
All right,
on.
let me
What next?
try.
What's the
I
business
think
decision to take after that?
a business decision I would take would be similar to what Thames did, where she wrote a song and then she got to partner with another musician that would bring that song to a larger audience. So she wrote the song for Black Panther, but it was Rihanna that ended up singing the song. So I think that that would be a business decision that I would make, but
Yes.
I look forward to hearing from you.
So you are right. Absolutely, absolutely. Now you've written the song. You want to find opportunities, business opportunities for that song. Isn't that so? That's what Vanessa is saying, and she's absolutely correct. Now, I already said that the business is all about relationships. Isn't that so? So the question I'm going to ask now is that who finds the opportunity for the song? This song, who finds the opportunity? We already talked about the songwriter. Now we have to find opportunity for the song that the songwriter has written. Who finds the opportunity? So let's call one of those people with their hands raised up, right? Can you
Okay,
help?
we have maybe Samuel
Yes.
if he's available.
Yes. Who finds that opportunity for the song?
Okay, so if it's, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
So if it's an indie artist, I would say it has to be the artist manager. But then if it's an artist that is under a label, I would say it is the work of the A&R, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, to find the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The answer you've done very well. The correct answer is the manager. If you are in the music business as a creative, a songwriter, as an artist, the first thing you need is a manager. Not even a label, not a producer, not the first thing you need is a manager. It is the duty of that manager to now find opportunities for your song, right? Whether you find you the producer or find you somebody, a singer, maybe an established singer that might sing the song or whatever else, right? You need the manager, meaning that the first contract you should be signing, because let's not forget this is about music business and contracts, right? The first contract you'll be signing is between you as a singer, songwriter, and your manager, right? Your manager. So the first thing is the artist management contract, if you're an artist, or a management contract, if you're just a songwriter. Let's say you don't sing your own songs, right? The first type of contract you should consider is um, is the management contract. Now we cannot go into the depth of all the details of all the kinds of contract, all the things you have to look out for, and all of that on one single webinar. So all I'm doing is to give an overview, an insight into how the music business works and how the relationships work and how the contracts work. So now that we're going to talk about management contract, we're not going to go into the detail, of a management contract, but we're going to talk about some things about the management contract, right? What is it? How do we know that this is a management contract and not something else? Who can tell me the principle, some of the important things you want to see to know that okay, yes, this is actually, because I've seen some people they say it's a management contract. It's not a management contract. It's something else entirely. And you say it's a management contract to sign. Meanwhile, you signed your life away. I've seen some interesting things, I tell you, right? So, what should the management contract look like? I think we have some lawyers in the house. I heard some people saying they were lawyers. Can they help? Because now I want to go into some detail now. A little, not much. Can you help us call somebody, one of the people that introduce themselves as lawyers? Moderator.
Okay, I think it's Vanessa,
Denisa is a
but
lawyer.
she's no Vera. Okay, I think it's
Vera.
Vera.
Vera is a lawyer. Okay, Vera.
Yeah,
Arrest
or
me.
is she here? Because she mentioned that she was in class, though she's still a law student.
Okay,
But
somebody just
if
maybe he's a lawyer.
okay, okay, Umo Williams. Okay,
Okay.
Umo, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, some of the important clauses you should look out for in a management contract. The first is the duration or the term of the contract.
I'm not going into those details. What is the
Okay,
principal
sorry,
quality of the management contract? Because
sorry, sir.
all
Please, can you,
duration, and all these things, you find them in all contracts anyway. But what is the most important thing that you look and say, okay, this is a management contract? Otherwise, it is not a management contract.
okay, so I believe that should be the responsibilities of the manager.
Yes, absolutely. Very correct. Absolutely. Very, very correct. Yes. What are
Please,
the
you guys should be clapping for these people. Oh my God! Please let's use
Yes.
the interaction emojis, please.
Yes. So I'm listening. What are the responsibilities of an artist manager, of a manager? Yes. Go on, Umo. Tell us the responsibilities now. You want to stop there?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just to. Okay, so the responsibilities of an artist manager essentially is to look out for opportunities in order to push the brand and the image of the artist is managing. So looking out for those opportunities where you can connect them with professionals in the industry, link them to opportunities where they can display their talents that goes in line with their image and brand. I think that's one of the most essential elements of the responsibilities of an artist manager.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, there are basically two types of managers. There are more than these two that I'm going to mention, but these are just the basic two types. You have the personal manager. That's the manager that will make sure the artist has booked his Uber or he's going for an interview. It's like a PA, personal assistant. You can consider it like a personal assistant. That kind of manager is there. Do you understand what I mean? Then there is also the type of manager that manages the business of the songwriter. The one we are focusing on now is the business, right? Is the business. You can have your brother as your personal manager. You can have your cousin as your personal manager. But I don't think it is wise to have them, unless they are professionals, as your proper business manager, the one that actually looks for opportunities for you. And that's what we are talking about. We're talking about the business manager now. We're not talking about the road manager, right? So what we have is that now that we're talking about management contracts, right? How are management contracts contracted? How are they entered into? Right? We've already identified the primary thing that the management contract is supposed to be, which is to find opportunities, business opportunities, right, for the artist or for the singer or for the songwriter. That's the primary opportunity, right? So how do people get into management contracts? I mean, how do you do it? Okay, yes, you are going to look for the manager now, Abi, and you're going to find this manager, right? Now, the most common way that people find managers now is through entering what we call a 360 agreement, right? Entering a 360 agreement. What is a 360 agreement? It's an, let me say, all-encompassing, agreement. It includes a management contract. It includes your recording contract. It includes your music, publishing contract, and those are the three main, contracts in the industry, really. So the three main types of contracts in the music business are the management contract, your recording contract, and your music publishing contract. Those are the three primary types of contracts that you have in the music business. And the first one, like I said, is the management contract. Traditionally, the manager will find you a label or will find you a publisher, right? But nowadays, it has become the norm to have a 360 contract, which will include management, um, recording, and publishing, right? Now, if you are going to sign a management contract or a 360 contract that will include the management contract, if you are going to sign that, you found yourself a manager, right? Either as a songwriter or an artist, right? And you want to sign this contract, what should be the first thing you do to make sure you are taking care of business? What should be the first thing you should do to make sure you are taking care of business? I didn't say to take care of music now. That a musician, we are focusing on the business. The focus is on the business. Now, what should be the next thing? Okay, call Mike and Samuel. Samuel has raised his hand.
Okay,
Samuel.
Samuel, go ahead, please.
So the first thing to do should be to get yourself an independent lawyer.
Absolutely. Absolutely correct. Before you put, no matter the promises this manager is giving you, no matter how juicy it is, some will tell you, well, sign it now, 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 now. Come to their office, come and sign. Don't do it. Oh, if you don't sign, there's an opportunity. If you don't sign between now and tomorrow, the deal is off. Don't do it. Or, all those lawyers, they just make things complex. Let's just make it simple. Let's just quickly sign. We just send, solve something simple, one page. Yeah, we don't want it to be complex. I just want to help you. After all, yeah, don't do it. Okay, you know what? I will give you a lawyer that will help you to review. The manager or the person you want to sign with might tell you to use his own lawyer. I've seen such. Can you imagine that? Manager that, oh God, manager that wants to sign you is telling you that you have to use his own lawyer. He will tell you, go and meet this lawyer. He will advise you on the contract that I'm giving you. I was shocked. He said, if you are not using my own lawyer to advise you, I'm not signing you. I won't take you on as an artist. Don't do it. Have people seen such? They even tell, the manager is telling the artist how much he will pay that lawyer. That's the lawyer that will help you review. This is the contract. Go and meet that lawyer. He will advise you and pay him this amount. Don't do it. Get your own lawyer that you trust, that you know understands the subject, and let him advise you on that management contract. Right? Now, responsibilities of the manager. It should find you opportunities, right? But let me tell you some of the things, or let me ask. So, what are some of the things that are not the responsibility of a manager? Maybe some of us here are managers, right? So let's talk from the perspective of a manager now, not just the perspective of the artist or the singer. Some of us might be into, artist management, or we want to get into artist management, right? And we want to know, okay, now we've known that it's our responsibility to find opportunities, right? But what are the things that are not our responsibility? Because I have seen managers taking a lot more than it is their responsibility. But what they are supposed to get as reward is limited to the standard reward of a manager. Do you see that? So the manager is even shortchanging himself by taking much more, right, responsibilities, but for the same reward. Normally, standard manager's commission is 10%, 15%. Any manager asking you more than, if it's a very, very big manager, okay, maybe 20%, right? Any manager asking you for more than 20% is getting too much. Do you understand what I mean? So it's usually between 10 and 20 for the standard management contract. Even the 20 is a little bit on the high side, right? Now, if you are a manager, you already know it's okay between 10 and 20%. What are the responsibilities that are not the manager's responsibilities, right? So who is interested in management here? I think
Okay, we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel is raising up his hand. Emmanuel, do you want to answer that question?
Emmanuel, go on.
Okay. Well, I'm not a manager though, but from the little I gathered, there are some managers that take care of the artist's personal needs, like maybe accommodation, feeding, and things that are not even related to music entirely.
Yes. So Emmanuel is saying it is not the responsibility of the manager to provide accommodation and all those kind of things for the artist. Is there
Yeah.
anybody here who has something to say about that? I want to hear other views, but that's Emmanuel's own view. Let's get other views. Who else?
Okay, sorry. My name is Ayo, if I may.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, granted, it's just a thought, anyways. Granted that it might not look like the manager's job, but I think it also, I don't know, ah, it's not so straightforward like that because, for example, you might see someone that maybe as a manager, maybe you might have even be the person that, scouted this particular talent. You discovered this talent and you feel that the person has potentials, for example, and you've heard the person, you know that with a little push and with the right connections, that there will be a good business coming from that talent that you have discovered, and you can see that the person cannot really, cater for their personal needs. You can do the barest minimum, in terms of accommodation, feeding, to make sure the person is in the right frame of mind to be productive and for your business to boom. So I feel it's
Why,
a two-way thing, but
why you are
not
doing
to
that?
plan to take on,
Let me,
that as a primary assignment, but it might just be
are
something
you
that might come in.
Wait, now we are talking about business now, right? Not
Yes, sir.
not helping. If you want to
Okay.
help, help. This is not
Well,
music.
it,
It's not music charity.
okay.
Music-
Okay. Looking at it in the line of business,
So this
if
is
the talent is worth it, if the talent is worth it,
business
then I can.
wait now,
Sir?
let me. Is it a business responsibility? That's what we're talking about. So
Okay, no,
yes.
it's not a business responsibility, sir. Clearly, it's not.
Okay. All right. That is her own view. Let us hear somebody else's view of the manager. Anybody else?
Yeah, we have Dixon.
Dixon, yes, go on.
Dixon Simon. Yeah, Dixon Simon. Please go ahead.
All right, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, for me, I feel it's a business and it's a contract. So whatsoever is not in the contract, whatsoever is not my responsibility in the contract as a manager, I shouldn't do
Yes,
that. Thank you.
yes. So he thinks whatever is the contract that we say, whatever is in the contract is his obligation. Whatever is not in the contract is not his obligation. That's his view. But let me say something, in response to that kind of a view. At this point here, we are talking about what should be. What should be. And I do agree with you if a manager agrees by contract to take on a lot more than he should take, it has become his legal obligation. You know, and if he accepts to take 5%, for instance, for all of his excessive contribution responsibilities, it has become, whether it's fair or not, it's no longer the business of the law. Because sometimes artist managers do also get into contracts that are not fair to them. But the purpose of this exercise is to educate the artists and even the intending managers or current managers to understand that for music business, I can be doing some things maybe just to help or for God or charity, but they ought not to be my business responsibility. Legal responsibility, okay, if you sign a contract that says so, right? But we're talking about the what should be the business responsibilities. Now, I've been notified that we have very little time left before we enter proper questions, because now this is still the lecture and we are still on the management. That's why I say we can't really go deep. It is not the business responsibility of the manager to be spending money. It is not the business responsibility of the manager. If the manager signs such a contract, it becomes his legal responsibility. It is not the duty of the manager to be spending his money booking studio session, paying producer, um, buying car, paying for rent, feeding, housing. No. And I've seen such a manager that did that. Oh my God. Personal manager for that matter, not even business manager. Personal manager. By the time they now got a business manager and they were now going to sign the contract for the business manager, that is when this personal manager realized that he has shot himself in the foot. It became a stalemate because all the things the business manager is now asking for have to now be taken away from the personal manager that has been spending money in terms of entitlement. Oh God. Now in my mind I was just, and he spent millions because he did not know and he signed the contract. So it became his legal responsibility. Right? That's how the guy is very talented guy. That's how his career entered stalemate. I don't know whether they've resolved it now. Career that has not taken off. Ordinary from management contract. You don't hang. I'm telling you the truth. These are some of the things that we see, in the industry. If the artist has an uncle dropping the money, a business manager can help to manage the funds and manage the career of the artist. Are you with me? If the artist has his personal funds, yes. The manager can help find a financier, investor, or business manager, right? Help find funding. Those are some of the things that the manager can do. But if the manager himself is also stepping into the role of financier or investor, that means that the relationship has passed just management and the contract must accommodate for, okay, whether the money is a loan, how am I getting my interest? Abi, beyond his commission as a manager. Oh, if I'm providing funds or I'm investing, how am I getting returns on the funds? Is beyond commission as a manager. Do you understand what I mean? So we have to be clear in terms of the relationships, how we establish the relationship. That is going to determine to a very, very, very large extent the kind of contracts that are signed and what should be in the contract and even how you negotiate. You must know your role. You must know who you are and the nature of the relationship, right? So I think that from there, I think we can draw the curtain on the first section, right? So if we will now go into the next section of this webinar, which is the question and answers. So the first session, I was asking questions, right? So this is the time for you all to be asking me questions. Moderator, how do you want to take care of that?
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Justine. This was really, really, really insightful, and I'm sure that everyone here got something valuable or got a lot of valuable information because I did. So, guys, this is the time for us to ask questions. You have heard from Barrister Justine, and now, if you have any confusing views or you want to get clear on something, now it is time to ask question. You can type on the chat box or you can raise up your hand to ask your question. Remember, you are here for the value and make sure you get all of it. You shouldn't carry anyone back to your back offline, if I would say. So yes, the time is now. Ask your questions, raise up your hand, or you drop your questions at the chat box. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have the first person, GB Chris. Please, if you may, go ahead.
Okay.
I
Thank
mean,
you,
you
sir,
may.
for everything, and thank you for the lecture so far. I think it's eye-opening. But my question is, my first question is, these kind of managers, business managers, must they be professionals? And if they are professionals, do we have a lot of them around here? And also, if one is seeking one, how can you get them? That is my question for now. Maybe if I have more questions, I will still ask.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Let me try and answer that. So yes, they are professionals, and but there's no course in the university, at least in Nigerian universities, where you go and learn artist management. There's no professional exam, to the best of my knowledge, except maybe at PurpleBlue Academy, where they might be teaching that later on, right? You know, so we have professionals, we have some Nigerians who've taken some courses, who have equipped themselves, who have acquired experience over the years in artist management. We have artist management companies, right? Companies that is what they do. They provide artist management and they have staff who are now personal management, much like the advertising agencies we do, you know. So we have those kind of businesses who provide artist management services. So how do you find them? You can research them. I know a couple. And so what do you determine I mean, what are the things you consider while choosing, a manager? It's like any other business. You want to build your house now, and you want to commit funds to an architect or a structural engineer or a civil engineer. You are going to ask, what are the projects you have done before? Isn't that so? What's your portfolio like? Is that not so? You want to engage anybody, you want to find out his experience, what is done. It's the same thing. You are going to engage the services of a manager. You want to find out, okay, how long have you been a manager? Who are the artists you have managed? What's your success rate like? You can't go and collect 20 million from your uncle and hand it over to a manager that will just chop it with no experience and waste the money. Isn't that so? Right. So those, I don't know whether I've answered your question right.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Justin. GB Chris, are we good to go?
Somebody
Okay,
else
he
has a
said
question.
yes. Yeah, so we have Ike Coyle. He has a question. Ike, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that elaboration and teaching. But I just want to find out because I've seen this happen a lot of time. It's established that the first thing to get is to get a lawyer, a legal practitioner, or so before you go into management, any management contract. Now, after that, you go into the management contract. I want to ask: is it possible? Is it advisable for an institution to take up these three contracts as a go? Is it advisable and is it professional for an institution to take up the three contracts, apart from having the legal practitioner
That's the
to take that's
yes, and
the
it's a common
management
practice.
yeah, the management contract, the recording contract, and the publishing contract at the same time.
Yes, it's common practice. It's advisable if they have the capacity to do it. But what some do is that, which is also common practice, and I'm not just talking about Nigeria, I'm talking about international. Do you understand what I mean? Somebody who has money and wants to enter the music business, he has found an artist, but he himself does not have the required experience or expertise or connect, right? He registers his company, signs the artist, right? Then the company, right, will engage a professional management company to handle the management. We engage a professional music publishing company to handle the publishing. Do you see it? And then we engage even other labels to handle distribution and other label services. You see it? So it's standard. The one that is bad is for them not to know that, okay, if you cannot handle management, get somebody who can handle management. If you cannot handle publishing, get somebody who can handle publishing for you. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, so it's standard, it's professional, it's done all the time. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Justin. Um, did he answer your question, Ike?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Justin. So we have a question from the chat box before we go to people who are raising their hand. So we have from Emmanuel Omazi. So he said, is it okay that the different entities in music get different recognition and profits? E.g., a songwriter or a producer would earn more than the artists themselves. Did you get the question? Should
Yes,
I
I
read
got
it
the
again?
question.
Okay.
No, no, I got it. I got it. Absolutely. You see, there's something we have to understand. Sometimes people think that everything is about the artist. No, all kinds of people are bringing their professionalism into the music business, and everybody will take their own reward from that as well. They are not taking it from the artist money. It's not like, oh, they are getting more than the artist. No, the artist will get his own share. The manager will get his or her own share. Publisher will get his or her own share. Songwriter will get his or her own share. For example, if Mr. A writes, let's say, 2 verses and the chorus of a song, and the artist that you saw only wrote maybe 2 lines in the third verse, or maybe just 1 verse, somebody else wrote 2 verses and the chorus, who should get more money from the publishing? Because now that's, I'm not talking about publishing today, but who should get more money for that from the exploitation of the publishing rights of the song? Is it not the songwriter that is not the artist that wrote more, right? I want that person that asked that question to on his mic, not to off the mic,
Okay.
on his mic. Let's talk.
Emmanuel. Emmanuel,
Okay,
please go
yes,
ahead and turn on your.
okay,
Emmanuel,
yes,
what
yes,
scenario
you're
I
right,
got?
actually.
Yes, it's an industry with different professionals, and everybody must get his own share for his own contribution. The fact that the artist is the one that everybody sees that is recognized, no, 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 no. Understand? So that's my answer. I hope that's
Okay,
okay. Next question.
Okay. So we have Emmanuel. If you answered your question, you can kindly raise down, take down your hand. So we have
no, I actually have
John's.
another question.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead then.
Okay, is it a must that an artist must pay their music business manager before they could sign them to promote their music? Must you pay your business manager?
No, 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 no. You don't have to pay your business manager. The business manager is supposed to get a commission from the business that he's bringing, from the
Oh,
opportunities that he's bringing. They are not to be paid him a
okay,
salary. Do you
okay.
understand? They are not to be paying him a salary. He brings
You know,
business. Hello,
you mentioned
if
something
it's an
about yes.
if it's an exclusive management, which is always the case, he will go out there, bring business, and then he will get his own commission from the business that he has brought. I hope I've answered your question.
Sir, you mentioned something about, okay, for example, having an uncle who has money and wants to
Yes,
invest into a music business manager or something to
yes.
promote his artist business. So that's why I brought that question up. I was like, is it a must
Even
he
in
must
that,
have someone
even in
who
that case, the
is
money will be handed over to the business manager in trust. Trust. It's not his money. It's not to pay himself from that money. Some will want, no, 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 no. That's not what it's supposed to be. He's just supposed to manage the fund. But some of them want to start earning before results. That is not how it's supposed to be. Do you understand?
okay? Yes,
Some of them will say, half of this money, my share is 15%. Are you the one that brought the money? If you are the one that brought the money as the manager, fine. But that's my view. I hope I've answered that.
yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister. We have a lot of people raising their hand. Please,
Yeah.
I must
Let's go.
confess, we can't take all of these questions. Um,
Yeah.
we are
You
we
know what?
are we are running out of time. What
Let's
did you
take only
say?
questions that apply. let's take only questions that apply to management, which is what we have talked. To limit the questions. So if you have questions on management, let's take you.
Okay. Okay then. So I think I need to read a question from the chat. Then I can go ahead to, because I'm trying to settle everyone. I can go ahead to, you know, ask you guys to also talk. People who are raising their hand. So we have
So if your
Ayodele
question is not on management,
Okwosa.
please take your hand down.
Okay,
If
yes.
your question is not on management, please put your hand down.
Okay, I don't know
All
if
right.
this question is also part of the management. So somebody, Ayodele Okwosa, said, is there an algorithm for the sharing of the earnings in a contract? That's between the songwriter, the singer, the marketer, owner for the label, etc. Like, is there
That
an algorithm?
that question is too broad. But if we say
Okay.
for the management, there's no algorithm for that. The money comes in, you do your math, simple math, 10%, 20%, 20%, whatever. Next question
Okay. So
is
we
to
have
have
another person that said, so then, can the business management agreement be structured in such a way he gets paid first as per ROI, that is return on investment?
who gets paid first.
I think the manager, the artist manager, that's the business manager. Am I correct? Or maybe Samuel?
They will share it now. There's no question of getting paid first now. It's to share now. The money has come. Okay, this is manager's share. This is the artist share. They get paid at the same time. Let's not talk about getting paid first.
Okay. Okay, then thank you
Yeah.
very much, Barrister. So we
Also,
have
there are
another
other
person raising their hand. Okay,
there
go
are
ahead.
other in the music industry where we have that relation, that kind of who gets paid first, you know, but not for management. So
Okay, great. We have another person raising their hand. We have time foods. Okay, yes, I think that's yeah, time food. Do you want to ask a question as regards the topic that was discussed? Okay, if time food is not available, Olabode Gabriel, are you available to ask your question?
Yeah, I'm available. Time food. I'm available.
yes,
Please,
go on.
can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. How do you determine? Does it mean that the person that wrote a song is the owner of the song, like gets more reward more than the artist and every other thing surrounding the music?
Simply, the person that wrote is the owner of the song,
Okay.
irrespective of the person who sang. That's your answer.
I didn't get that too.
The person who writes the song owns the song,
Okay.
irrespective of the person who sang the song.
Okay. So that means there is a way they can structure in such a way that okay, this is what I'm getting, this is what you are getting when the music brings in the money.
Absolutely. But
Okay.
let's not forget, the song is different from the recording. So you may own the song, you may not own the recording of the song. That's also part of music business. We haven't gotten to that point. Just chip it in, so I won't confuse you.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I was going to come in there. Okay, thank you very much, Time Foods. Hope we
Thank you.
answered
Thank
your
you very
question.
much. Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
have just two more questions to go. So one from Olabode Gabriel and one from Ike Powell. Please, these are the last question we're going to take. Then we'll call it a day. Go ahead,
All right.
Olabode Gabriel.
Okay, talking about the business manager, I want to ask, is it possible for the either the songwriter or the artist to have like two or more business managers at the same time?
It's not advisable. It's possible, but it's not advisable. It will cause conflict.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Olabode. Okay, I think Ike Powell has dropped his hand. And this so now we have
I'm
come to the
here. I'm
end of.
here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, please, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, okay, sir. I just want to find out because I've seen where this kind of thing caused a lot of trouble. Um, between the artist and the manager, who receives payments?
The manager should receive the payment.
Okay.
The business manager, remember I distinguished. Personal
Yes,
manager is not like PA. Oh. You should not be
I know. I
receiving.
know. I know that.
All
Okay,
right.
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Please just give me a minute. Let me stop sharing my screen so that I can turn on my video. Okay. Okay. So I'm all smiles as you can see, and I'm also okay. I think I can see the Chris smiling. Please, if you know that you gained something valuable from this call, I want you to like give Barrister Justine a virtual applause. Like I want to see this place related with virtual applause. Okay, okay, okay. More people, more people, more people. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. So, sir, I want to say a very big thank you because this was very insightful. I learned a lot, I must confess, and I am very sure that everybody who joined this call today learned one or two things. Thank you very much, and God bless you for sharing all of those insights with us. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Okay,
Thank you.
having said that, guys, like I said, this is going to be a 4 episode masterclass. Today we talked about the music business and the contracts. So next week Friday, the same time, today we're going to be talking about. Let me check. I don't have it on hand. So next week Friday, we are going to be looking at the overview of the general business and legal principles involved in the licensing and copyright and related rights. So if are talking about copyright, it's a very broad, broad topic. And I want you all to get in because you are also
We are losing you. Come close to your mic.
involved
We are losing
in
you.
public view, and like I said, I've heard it before. Over and over again. For this masterclass, that
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
make sure that you are available so that you don't miss out on the recording. Or I might decide not to share it because I want you to, part of the class, ask questions because when you are available, it's different. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Okay, can you all hear me now? Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
We can
Can
hear
you?
you now.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. So, like I was saying, I don't know where I was cut off, but like I was saying, this is going to be a 4 weeks masterclass. It will hold every Friday by 12 p.m. for the next. This is the first week for the next 3 weeks, and immediately after the masterclass, we're going into the main course, which is going to run for 3 months. And if you read the broadcast in the group, you would understand the benefits of this 3 months training or course. Here we're going to cover about 8 to 12 modules, covering everything relating to business, to music business, from the contracts to marketing to merchandising to raising money for your business So digital distribution and a lot more. If you agree with me, music is a lot. And like I said, the music industry is in need of talent. The music industry is in need of talent. So don't think that whatever you are going to gain is going to be in vain. You are going to utilize all of that. And at the end of the 3 months training, there's going to be an internship opportunity for everyone who is going to be attending, who is going to go through that training. Okay. And the truth is, we can't take everybody. We have about 140 something people that showed interest in this particular training, but we're going to take about 40 to 50 people. I am not sure. My boss will have to decide, though he said 30. I am actually pushing for 40 to 50. So, but he would decide because it's going to be a free training. Usually, it's not supposed to be free, but because we want to, this is our support to the community from the conference that we had last week. See that everybody, both from Universal Music, from Warner Music, from Chocolate City, everybody's complaining about the lack of talent, right? So we want to be able to, by the end of this year, beginning of next year, roll out 30 to 50 professionals who we can send to these companies for internship opportunities, because you don't just learn, you also get to like practicalize what you have done. And the training also comes with a project. So at the end of the training or before the training ends, you're going to like work on a project from the marketing perspective to the distribution perspective to the contract drafting and everything. So this is to show you that you're going to be learning a lot. The training is free of charge, but yes, I think you guys are going to be paying a registration fee, but it's going to be a token. It's not going to be more than 10,000. Okay. And this is just to sieve out, because we can't take everybody. I've said it before. We can't take everybody. We're taking just 30 to 50 people, maximum or minimum 40 people. Okay, so I hope to see you guys in the next class on Friday. And if you have any question, you can ask me now, or I would have to see you guys next week, the same time, no, the same place, the same time. And I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you can do me a favor, please drop your feedbacks as regards this webinar on the group chat. And I forgot to say something. Please, next week, excuse me, sorry, when we start the masterclass, I just need you to take a screenshot, post it on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook status, like let people know that there's an opportunity as massive and as lucrative as this. Don't be the only one to gain from this. Let people in your cycle also gain from this. Okay, this was just like a test run, but you can see a lot of people who need this. And after this class, I'm going to be sharing a story of Sonny Ade with everyone here. If you remember, if you've like come across who knows Sonny Ade here? Who knows Sonny Ade, King Sonny Ade here? Okay. Did you know about his story with his record labels, the lawsuits and everything? Okay, maybe no. Okay,
Not
maybe no, but
really,
you
not
are
really.
saying, are you saying something, Ike? Sorry, let me try to.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. We had the rumor, but not a full detail of what happened anyway.
Okay, very much.
Okay, very
Sorry.
much.
Let me try.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to be sharing that story. This is just to give you a little insight of what the music business, what can happen, and how tricky and intricate it can be. Okay, so please, I would be expecting every one of you here today, next week, and start preparing yourself for the main course, which is going to run for 3 months. The project and everything is going to be rigorous and is going to be very insightful and value packed. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today, and see you next week. Okay, I forgot, do you have any question? Do you have any question, anybody? Okay, okay. Without further ado, see you guys next. Okay, Emmanuel is raising his hand. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you talked about registration. Does it
Yeah.
come up later? How do we go about it?
Okay, is I'm going to share the registration form, and just to let you know that we have a website where the training will be taking place. So is an edtech application. So that's where your your dashboard, your training, the recordings, the schedulings, all the topics you're going to be learning, the recordings and everything, your test, because you have to like pass every particular module to go to another module. We don't just want you to come and learn, we want you to like learn and learn very well. Yes, so but don't worry, maybe before next call, I will share that particular link. But I just want you to get yourself prepared. It's just a token. We can't take everybody in, and it's a first come, first serve opportunity. The registration is just 10,000 naira. So and this starts at the end of the masterclass, 4 episode masterclass. So even if you did not join the main course, please make sure you attend all the webinar, and you heard from Barrister Justin Ige. It's very deep. Even we couldn't even in 1 hour plus, we couldn't even conclude on contracts and all of that. So please let us let us try to be available so that and also enroll for the main course so that we'll learn and everything that we need to learn, and also be our own professionals, or be better, become professionals for the music industry, because we're in need of all of that. And you can see the story of Mobad that is flying around. You should know that he didn't even understand the business side of music, because if he did, I'm sure that most of the problem he went through, he wouldn't have gone through that. So you see how important the music aspect, the business aspect of music is. So guys, thank you very much for joining, and see you next week. Please don't forget to drop your feedbacks on the group. We need other people to see the value, and also to share the values and the insights you got with you. Okay, please share your feedbacks on the group chat. Thank you very much. And if you can, please post on your status too. Thank you. Take a screenshot, a recording, and post on your status too. Thank you very much. And make sure you're following us on all social media platforms so that you don't miss any information. Thank you, and do have a wonderful day.
I don't think it's one.